it does bring back memories, you know, when you're sitting here talking. And it meant a hell of a lot. And I know all these players would think exactly the same as well. Brian and Peter were a combination that speaks volumes. I mean, if they two had stayed at Derby County, we got to the semi-final of the European Cup, where we got knocked out by Juventus. And if them two had stayed, I think they would have achieved exactly what they achieved at Nottingham Forest that time, you know, where they won the back-to-back European Cups.
Hinton, the chance on for Todd to hammer it. Oh yes, what a goal! Colin Todd, his first goal of the season. 35 minutes into the first half, and Colin Todd electrifies this baseball ground with a tremendous goal.
I established myself on was being strong, being quick, but being able to read the game. When I say read the game was to intercept, whereas you didn't have to tackle. But always trying to outwit your opponents, not getting too tight, not letting them feel you, might bring the ball under control, and you'd turn, then you would zap them, you know? And I think the standout was how the supporters applauded me. I mean, the supporters are the people that you look up to, and they gave me tremendous support. I mean, every game I felt and sensed that they appreciated what I was doing. But that's the one thing that would stand out. There were some outstanding games, but in terms of the support that I got from them supporters made me feel absolutely enormous, incredible.
Hector seems to be finding a bit of room. Again, he had a chance for a shot. Todd! Oh, what a goal!
I've said to people, it's one of the best accolades you can achieve, to be voted by or to be nominated as a #1 throughout that season. I don't think you can get a better accolade than what this award is. And it was something that will always be remembered by me, by my grandkids now as well. They look at it as well. So an outstanding award and brilliant for me. And it's continued to not develop, but continue to be recognised even stronger now probably than it was when it was awarded to me. Two that are here were outstanding goalkeepers. I mean, you have Peter Shilton, who played or earned, I think, well over 100 caps. Pat Jennings was another outstanding goalkeeper, but I played with Peter and against him. So my #1 would be Peter Shilton. Yeah. And I think that speaks volumes for the number of games he played for England and for the teams that he played for, you know. I'll pick the midfielders up here. I mean, when I go through them, there's obviously all outstanding, but the one thing I would say to you, that my team that I'm going to select is going to be from players that I played with. One would be Peter Reid, tenacious midfield player. He used to get forward and was well thought of as a general in that midfield. So Peter Reid is a one for me that will play in front of Peter Shilton. And you might think, who is my next one going to be? And it was someone that I signed when I was manager at Middlesbrough, and he only played a little spell for us, and that's John Walk. And John was a real hero at Ipswich. I mean, goal scorer. He used to get a lot of goals, used to arrive, and probably was an underrated player by many, but I looked at him as a great player, great leader. I haven't really put a defender in as such, because I think with it being a five-a-side, then You need people, and they too can break up attacks anyway. And there's a list of players that you can go through and talk about who excelled at scoring goals, you know. And the one that I'm going to go for is Kenny Dalglish, who I had some great battles with, and I think he compared me, and it might have even said in his book that one of the hardest opponents he had was myself, you know. And I admired him as a player, wonderful talent, quick feet, clever, could get in the box, get on the back of people and score tremendous goals, you know. Real touch of class about him, real touch.
But in terms of defending against him, talk us through how that was going up against him as a defender.
Well, I mean, obviously, he wasn't, when I say a physical player, he was a strong player. And he was about my size as well. And you had to try to outwit him because he was a clever player as well. And I felt myself was clever as well. So we would probably come out even on times. But the next one I'm going for is another similar player to Kenny, was Kevin Keegan. A bit more robust, a bit more work ethic, but had that talent of getting spectacular goals. And people looked upon him as well as a goal scorer. And as far as England, he was like an ambassador playing for England as well, you know. And I'll put Paul down as my son. I think he did remarkably well in terms of the physical aspect. He had a lot of injuries, but he kept playing and playing. And he was the one that could read the game and intercept and go forward. So that's a player that I did admire. And to be fair, I've admired a lot of these players that you showed us. I mean, they've all had something special about them.